barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, feel free, go subscribe to L underscore Supreme 88. Go subscribe to his channel. I'm gonna put it. That's my trainer. He's starting his new YouTube channel. I'm gonna put the link in the description box. So subscribe to him and welcome him to the YouTube channel, to the the YouTube blogger sphere. All right. I don't know if this is true or not. I really haven't really spoken to anyone as it relates to this fight, but I'm just going off of the reports. If Earl Spence is fighting um, Danny Garcia, that puts Shawn Porter in peril a little bit because it looks like Terrence Crawford isn't going to take the fight. I think we need to put pressure on Terrence Crawford to take the Shawn Porter fight. I think we need to put pressure on Bob Arum to make the fight, to break his penny bank and make the fight happen. And beyond all that, I was thinking, since Shawn doesn't have a belt any longer, what fighter would take the risk to fight him? You know, I see what PBC is doing. They're building Robert Guerrero for namesake to fight a champion. Victor Ortiz is out there as well. I believe he's fighting this month, maybe the end of this month, I believe, or early next month sometime. So they got these handful of champions. They got Andre Berto, who I believe might be fighting Mikey Garcia next. So they got these handful of former world champions that, you know how they use them either for the next generation or they use them as a mandatory for the current world champions because it gives them names. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, who would fight Shawn Porter? Because the 154, Austin Trout is coming down. Austin Trout is coming down. And he's going to be in line with one fight. He's going to be fighting the world champion just because of his profile. You get what I'm saying? So I think that maybe quite possibly it kind of puts Shawn Porter on the outside because he's too good. You know what I mean? He's fucking too good. He's based on where he's at in his career in terms of in the ring competition. He's definitely too good, maybe ahead of them. Shawn Porter would beat Robert Guerrero, in my humble opinion. Shawn Porter already beat Andre Berto, and Austin Trout wouldn't fight Shawn Porter, not unless it was a title eliminator. He wouldn't voluntarily fight Shawn Porter because, you know, as black fight fans say, the business of boxing is staying in the business of boxing. And that puts Shawn Porter in a precarious position because there's nowhere in America Shawn Porter can go and get 3,000 fans to support him. You know, that literally puts his career in a precarious position. Too, it could potentially change his pay rate. And I don't know what Shawn Porter does next if Earl Spence don't give him the rematch. I'm very interested to see what happens. No one's signing up to fight Shawn Porter. You know, no belt, doesn't bring the crowd. But he's a hell of an opponent. You know, Shawn Porter is a hell of one of the best opponents in boxing. You know, I remember when J-Rock was fighting Jarrett Hurd. I had Jarrett Hurd number 5 in my pound for pound rankings, and I also had J-Rock as number 1 top 5 pound for pound contenders for a belt. And Shawn Porter just became a part of that group. You know, Jarrett Hurd's, J-Rock's performance against Gallimore, and I forget who else. The kid from Vegas. I'm drawing a blank on his name. The light skinned brother. who just fought Erickson, who been put in the comment section. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Um, kind of because he didn't knock them out. Kind of protected J Rock a little bit, you know, in terms of Hurd picking him for his hometown fight. No one's picking Shawn Porter for their hometown fight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm real interested to see what Al Haymon does with Shawn Porter. I'm very interested. I'm extremely interested. Um, the one guy that I could see fighting him is maybe Victor Ortiz. You know, he probably owes Al Haymon a lot of favors. You know, especially with this out of the ring issues and the things he's done. Um, but I'm very interested. I'm curious. You know, Shawn Porter taking a step back in competition is not a good idea right now. Because if Shawn Porter goes down, it's no way he can get up because he doesn't have the fan appeal. So if he goes down and fights a Miguel Cruz, who lost his fight because Andre Berto tore his bicep muscle, and you got a lot of these guys on the outside looking in, um, or he goes and fights a Josecito Lopez for a title eliminator. Um, Keith Thurman won't fight Shawn Porter because that will give him a second loss. I believe Shawn Porter beats him. Uh, Manny Pacquiao won't fight Shawn Porter because Manny Pacquiao only fights on pay-per-view. Um, Shawn Porter already defeated Adrian Broner. Help us find an opponent that makes sense for Shawn Porter in real life. Um, he can move up to 154 and he could fight anyone at 154. Maybe that's a viable option. I don't know. I don't know what Team Porter wants to do, but obviously they'll go through the 147-pound division. But I'm trying to find some names off the top of my head that would fight him. Like I said, I like the Shawn Porter fight in front of Danny Garcia, but I could see what Al Haymon is doing. Danny Garcia looks like he's been loyal. Does he deserve the fight? Um, you know, but you can also argue and debate. Shawn Porter used his power pellets up. If you guys are fans of Miss Pac-Man, he had Adrian Granados and Andre Berto, and he had Ugas. But Ugas ended up being a tough fight. And the argument was brought up too. If Shawn Porter is asking for a rematch of Earl Spence, um, shouldn't Ugas get a rematch? Shouldn't have. How you word that? Ugas should have gotten a rematch, right? So if you're drawing a parallel, those are great questions that you can have with yourself. Obviously, the boat is long gone. So, but it's real interesting. And the question is had for Ugas too. What does Ugas do? Manny Pacquiao's pay-per-view. Earl Spence's pay-per-view. You can't put Ugas as a pay-per-view fight. He doesn't speak English. He can't promote. He has no namesake. So PBC is in a precarious position. Obviously, they're going to make some fights. They're going to probably overpay and, Ray Robinson. Shawn Porter already fought Ray Robinson. Andre Berto. Man, I'm very interested to see what PBC do, man. Because now those four guys are pay-per-view fighters. And those are the only people that you can put in the ring. You know? I'm watching this Dodgers. Man, the Dodgers about to lose down 4-2, ninth inning. But I'm very interested, as you are. So we're going to sit back and see how this plays out. But I'm interested to see what Al Haymon does. Because if he goes to Danny Garcia, Shawn Porter's not fighting Mikey Garcia. There's no way in hell Mikey Garcia would fight him. But that definitely opens up the door for Mikey Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao, or Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. And if Floyd Mayweather come back, it just fucks up the whole cha-cha. You know what I mean? Like, it just totally just puts us back a year. Because all the promotion, all of boxing is going to be geared towards that. And it's just going to suck the boxing world dry again with no return. Because Floyd is Floyd is a one-off. You know, Manny Pacquiao will keep on fighting, but Manny Pacquiao's not fighting till January. So it's just real funny. Hopefully, Earl Spence fights 3 times. If Earl Spence fights 3 times, maybe he can give Shawn Porter a rematch. You know, assuming he beats Danny Garcia. Once they sign that fight, in terms of promoting the fight, it's going to be a fun fight to promote. You know, whether he's deserving of the fight is long gone because the fight is gone. But those are fair questions to ask Danny Garcia. How did he jump in front of Manny Pacquiao? Obviously, Terrence Crawford fights in December, so that's an out. But how did he jump in front of Shawn Porter for the rematch? I'm very interested to hear what he has to say about that. So, but anyways, man, these just Friday night conversations. I'm 41. I don't go out no more. Sit here stuck watching baseball, but I'm sitting here praying that the Dodgers and the Yankees go to the World Series, so I mean, that's a dream for me. That's a dream to take my son Lincoln to a Dodgers, Yankees World Series, man. You know what I mean? So anyways, man, barbershop conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button, and talk to you guys real soon. But and put in the comment section, who would be a viable opponent for Shawn Porter? And ask yourself this, is Shawn Porter an undercard fighter now? Because if you look at his paid attendance, I don't know I know he was under 10 against Berto. He fought on a Deontay Wilder undercard. I forget. It was the Bermain Stavern 2. I don't know. Was that the Andre Berto one? I don't know. Or was it? I can't recall. But anyways, man, it's I'm very much interested to see what happens with Shawn Porter and how Al Haymon's going to line these guys up. Next year is going to be real interesting in the matchmaking. It's going to be real interesting. Either he's going to have all these motherfuckers go through hell, or he going to protect them to put them on pay-per-view. We going to see. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.